morning, children. Let us start with a new chapter today. It is solid, liquid and gases. So when you come across in the morning, at home, maybe in the school, anywhere, you see different objects, isn't it? Different items. Some will be very hard to touch, no? So it is solid. Sometimes you see something will be flowing. So that is nothing but water, isn't it? So that is liquid. And we are breathing air, that you can understand. You cannot see, but you can feel it. You know, when you just blow air or when you are taking air, you can see something is getting inside. So what is that? That is air. Air is nothing but gas. Okay. So this matter is existing in different forms, that is solid, liquid and gas. So let us see that today. Solid, liquids and gases. The world around us is made of variety of things, isn't it? Everywhere you see, even in the house only, in your rooms you can see, in your own room you can see, there will be varieties of things. These things can be living or non-living. Means some have the movement, some have life processes, some do not carry life processes. So which all carry life processes, they come under living. Which do not have life processes, they call it as non-living things. No life, non-living. Life is there, living. So all these things have weight and they occupy space. Let it be living or non-living. Now for example, a stick is there in my hand. What is this? This is non-living. There is no life in it. But what is happening? This is occupying the space here, isn't it? It is occupying the space and it has weight. It has got a weight. Okay, it's not heavy, it is light. But still it has got a weight. So any matter which has weight and occupies space here, all these things have weight and they occupy space. See, anything that has weight and occupies space is called matter. Now you may feel air. Does air have weight? Does it have weight? Yes, air is also having weight. Though you are not able to see, you can feel it. See now for example, if you take a balloon, when it is not blown, how it is flat, isn't it? When you weigh that, it has got one weight. After filling air into that, again you weigh. There will be weight, more weight will be there compared to the flat one. Now after blowing air, you see the balloon's weight increases. Okay? So that means air also has got weight. Got it? So here, anything that has weight means it has got weight, tuka. And occupy space. It is occupying the space. Wherever it is, there is space. Even the air is occupying the space here. Now I am here in the room. In this room also there is air. Okay? So like that, everywhere you can see, wherever this atmospheric thing is there, what happens? You find air. And air has got weight. So anything that has weight and occupies space is called matter. Anything let it be. Okay? Now you see this board. Okay? You can see the projector here, you can see the wall, you can see the board, isn't it? Then you can see the stick and then all these things, you can see the tiles here. No? All this has got weight and it is occupying space, so we call it as a matter. The amount of space any matter takes up is called its volume. So what is that space it is occupying? No? The space which is occupying, that is called as the volume. Now this stick is occupying this much place. So this is the volume of this stick. Clear? So the amount of space any matter takes up is called its volume. Matter itself is made of small particles called molecules. So what is this matter made up of? It is made up of very tiny particles, very small particles. And these small particles are called as molecules. They are so small that we cannot see them with naked eyes. See, they are very small, very tiny they are, which we cannot see with our naked eyes. So what do we require? We require a microscope to see that. Very small means we will have to use electronic microscope to see those small things. Understood? So with our naked eyes we cannot see any very small objects. So matter itself is made of small particles called molecules. They are so small that we cannot see them with naked eyes. All matter is made up of these small molecules. So all matter, any matter you take which occupies space and has weight, all these are made up of small particles called molecules. Molecules are arranged differently in different substances. So now for example, example, in this stick, if I take, the molecules are arranged in different form. If I take this is the remote. So in this, molecules are arranged in different form, but these are solids. These both are solid. So if you take liquid, water, in that molecules are arranged in different form. Now if you take this air is arranged, molecules are arranged in different forms. Like that, every matter you take, it is the molecules in that. Molecules mean the small particles which are made up of. Okay, this material is made up of those small particles. Those small particles are called as molecules. So, molecules are arranged differently in different substances. In liquid it will be one form, in gaseous state it will be one form, in solid state it will be different form. So, matter exists in three forms of states. Totally how many states it is occurring? It is occurring in three states: solid, liquid and gas. So this matter is existing in three different states: solid, liquid and gas. Now coming to solids. Solids are hard. Solids are hard. How it is? It is hard to touch. Now for example, you see the duster here. The duster. See, if you touch it, how it is? It's very, very hard. Okay? So solids are hard to touch. They have a fixed shape, size and volume. So you can see now for this one, if you take, it has got a fixed shape, is it? Okay? Then it has got a size also. See? And plus volume. Volume means the space which is occupied by this. That is called as volume. Got it? So they have they have a fixed shape, size and volume, and they are very hard to touch. We can hold solids in our hands. We are able to hold it in our hands. Even this is also a solid. We are able to hold it in our hand, isn't it? Molecules in a solid are very closely packed. Why is it possible for us to hold it in our hands? Because the molecules in this are made up of what? They are they are tightly packed. Very tightly, molecules. They don't have space in between. They are all tightly packed. So molecules in a solid are very closely packed. They have the least amount of space between them. So they cannot move. So what happens? Now when they are just attached to each other, what will happen? Now for example, so this is any substance. You can take it as duster only. The molecules here, see, they are all arranged very tightly like this. There is no space for them to move. Like this, right? Very tight. One to other. It is very closely packed. Understood? So what happens? Molecules in a solid are very closely packed. They have the least amount of space between them. There is no space at all between them. So they cannot move. So the molecules which are present there, see these molecules, they cannot move because there is no space in between. Understood? So it is very difficult for them to move. Hence, all solids have a fixed shape. Bench, table, chair, stone and tree are some solids. So there, what happens? You can see everything which is very hard to touch. All these are called as what? Solids, because the molecules are very tightly packed. So what happens? They cannot move. Now, okay, so what happened here? We can see the bench, table, chair, stone and tree are some solids. Now coming to the next one. However, the shape of some of the solids can be changed by pressing or using a little force. For example, by pressing also what happens? We can change the shape of even the hard materials, that is solid materials. Now for example, you can see here, this only. This is solid, isn't it? So what I can do? I can just see, I can change its shape, right? I can change the shape of it. So however, the shape of some of solids can be changed by pressing or using a little force. For example, we can make clay toys by pressing it. Clay, you have seen clay, isn't it? Small children play with clay, isn't it? How it is? When you touch it is hard. But if you go on squeezing it out, you can make it into different shapes. Though it is solid, you can make it into different shapes. We can press a rubber ball also. Can you tell why? Even the rubber ball, it is hard. Hard means not hard like duster. No, it is between hard and soft, you can see rubber ball. So when you press, what happens? It will press. It will change the shape. Why? Because the molecules there may have have little space. See, the intermolecular space will be less. Got it? For that reason, what happens? If you press, it will take the shape of that pressing force. Clear? So, arrangement of molecules in solids. This is how it is. So, they cannot move easily. Now, look at the book. Book is also solid. Look at the table. Table is also solid. So, like that, you can see the molecules are very closely packed. So, it has got a different shape. Did you understand? So, now you see here. So that is about the molecules. Now you can see the liquids. Liquids means, especially you can see water. Everybody has seen water, isn't it? So water you take from glass, you pour in bottle. What is happening? It will take the shape of the, from bottle, glass to bottle. What happens? First when it was in glass, it has taken the shape of the glass. When you have poured in bottle, what happened? It has taken the shape of the bottle. When you are pouring it on the can, in the can, what happens? It takes the shape of the can. Now let us see here, liquids. Liquids do not have a definite shape. Does water has a definite shape? No, isn't it? Water does not have a definite shape. We cannot hold liquids in our hands because they flow easily. Can you hold water for a long time? Little you can hold. Wherever there is a hollow region, you can just hold it, isn't it? But throughout you cannot hold that water. See, it will flow. Water as you put in the hand, what happens? It will start flowing. So, we cannot hold liquids in our hands because they flow easily. They take the shape of the container in which they are kept or poured into. So, whichever container you are going to pour, it takes that. Water takes the shape of that particular container. If it is a glass, it takes the shape of glass. If it is a bottle, it takes the shape of a bottle. If you are putting in cup, it takes the shape of a cup. Like that it differs. However, they have a definite volume, but they have a volume. Why? Because it is taking the space, that particular space, isn't it? Wherever it is filled, that much place it is taking. So, it has got a definite volume. Liquids do not have a fixed shape because molecules are loosely packed. You see the molecules? It is loosely packed. So, this is gaseous form. Liquid form means you have seen solid and gaseous in between. Means little more you can see here. More molecules you can see in the liquid. In solid it is fully tightly packed. In liquids little loosely packed. But in gas it is fully loosely packed. Okay. So, you can see here. So, liquids do not have a fixed shape because molecules are loosely packed in them. They have space between their molecules. So, there is a space between the molecules. Therefore, molecules can move from one place to another. So, what happens? The molecules start moving from one place to another because there is intermolecular space. Not like gas, but little more they have got. So, what happens? They can easily move. That is why the water flows to not stand in one place. Liquids flow from a higher level to a lower level. So, it is very easy for them to move from higher level to lower level. That is why normally you see the tanks and all that. Where are they kept? They are kept overhead tanks, isn't it? So that from there water can easily move down. Otherwise it's very difficult. Then liquids flow from a higher level to a lower level. Milk, juice, oil, vinegar, water, kerosene and petrol are all examples of liquids. Understood? So these are all in the form of liquids here because they are going to take the shape of the container. They have a specific volume. But what happens? The intermolecular space is less. So what happens? They move. The molecules which are there will be moving. Coming to gases. Gases do not have a fixed shape. Now for example air. Does it have a fixed shape? No. So gases do not have a fixed shape, size or volume. It just moves. Wherever it wants, it moves. Why independent it can move? Because there is space, more spaces there. Between molecules, there are more spaces. These are molecules. See, between molecules, there are more space. So, it can easily move to any direction. So, here they fill the space of any vessel. Any vessel you take, it is going to occupy that particular vessel. It takes the shape of that vessel. We cannot hold gases in our hands. Can we hold air? Air is a gas. Are we all able to hold it? No, we are not able to hold it. So we cannot hold gases in our hands. In gases, molecules are very loosely packed. You can see that the molecules are very loosely packed. They have a lot of space between molecules. So molecules can move freely from one place to another. You can see that. Okay. So that is why gases have a tendency to occupy the whole space available to them. So it occupies the whole space which is available to them. Have you ever lighted an agarbatti in your room? So if you light an agarbatti in any corner of the room, you can see that smell spreads to the whole room, isn't it? Even it comes outside also, outside your room also, isn't it? Why? Because the smoke which is coming out is in the gaseous form. The smoke which comes out from agarbatti is in the gaseous form. So what happens? It can move easily. Why? The molecules are independent here. They are loosely packed. Now after some time, you can sense the fragrance in the whole room. Isn't it? That fragrance, that smell. It is spread through to the whole room. Because the agarbatti burns to give out smoke which occupies the space available in the room. So there is space available in between air also. Air is also what? Gaseous form. So the molecules are independent there. That is why the agarbatti smoke also will occupy those space. That space which is available in between the air molecules. So air around us is a mixture of gases like oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, etc. So the air what we are breathing, we are breathing only the oxygen part from the air. But this air is consisting of oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, everything, even carbon dioxide. We are giving out carbon dioxide. We take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. Where does that carbon dioxide go? That also enters into the atmosphere. It goes into the air only. These gases occupy entire space around the globe. So around the globe, so the whole earth if you take, there is presence of air. Understood? That is what these gases occupy. Which all gases? Oxygen, hydrogen, then more nitrogen, carbon dioxide, all these are present where? In the whole world. These gases occupy entire space around the globe. So you can see here, this is the arrangement of molecules in a gas. So gas cylinder, actually this is liquefied gas, petroleum gas. Here it is, inside it will be liquid. In the gas cylinder if you take, inside the gas will be in the liquid form. Liquefied petroleum gas, LPG you say. But once it is burned, what happens? The liquid will turn into gaseous form. Understood? It will turn into gaseous form and that is what will burn the stove. When you just light the stove, it will burn. So you can see here this, what do you call this, this one is known swimming purpose you use this air packs, you can see that you will be using so that you will not drown, you will be floating on water, especially those who are learning swimming. First time they are learning swimming, they go with this. Okay. Then you will see this balloons also. So it is filled with air. That is why if you just leave them, what happens? It will start flying higher. Okay, children, let me stop it here. We will continue in the next class. Thank you.